Well, tomorrow marks 1 year since Russia declared war on Ukraine by invading the neighbouring nation. In the 12 months of war, we've seen catastrophic events, nuclear threats, foreign superpowers tying alliances, and the impact has been felt worldwide, every corner of our lives. Russia has become bogged down in the eastern front of Ukraine, where President Zelensky is depending on Western tanks and aircraft to help combat Moscow's advances. But there's now a bigger threat at play: China. The communist regime has pledged its partnership with Russia, while the US strengthens its security pact with NATO. For more, I'm joined by Ukraine's ambassador to Australia, Vasyl Myroshnychenko. Ambassador, thank you for your time on this important occasion.
Thanks for having me.
Look, you heard Putin's speech 2 nights ago. 1 year into this war, and he is recommitting his energy, his military forces to even more war in Ukraine. How does that make you feel 1 year into this?
It's clearly that Putin has not changed his objective, and his objective is to destroy Ukraine's sovereignty. He is mounting another major assault on the country, have accumulated large troops in Ukraine, and he's still waging a huge war, which already brought so much devastation, about 14 million displaced people, lots of war crimes, and lots of horrendous stories we hear. How I feel? Look, I feel angry. I feel angry that we still, a year later, we see that Putin is doing it. What he's achieved, he hasn't achieved much. He underestimated Ukraine's resistance to fight. We've seen the unity of the free world to help Ukraine defend democracy, defend human rights, defend all the values. And we are there in unity, fighting for it.
Look, it was slow initially to get America to come and really help Ukraine. The United States did get there in the end. Is there anything more that you think Australia, the United States, NATO, Europe, Germany could be doing to help end this conflict?
Look, there is a great deal which needs to happen. Last year, it was about defending Ukraine. This year is helping Ukraine win. It's helping democracy win.
Yes.
And Australia traditionally has always demonstrated a larger strength from what its size would dictate. We've seen it in the First World War, we've seen it in the Second World War, even after that, at the times when the United Nations was established. And I think this is a unique opportunity for Australia to get that strength back, to shine bright for that strength. And I think that opportunity is to help Ukraine win and help democracy win.
And how can we do that? How can Australia help Ukraine win?
What's important is that we design a plan that Australia comes up with systematic and consistent support for the country. And that should happen in military efforts. We've seen other countries stepping up their military assistance, committing more platforms for Ukraine to win. So, and it's important that there is a plan for the next 12 months, a plan that will help Ukraine win.
Yeah.
And I think this would be of great contribution to Ukraine.
Yeah. Ambassador, when you look at Europe and Germany in particular, Germany's been very compromised because of its reliance on Russia for energy. Have you been disappointed that they haven't been stronger in pushing back against their invasion of Ukraine?
We have to give credit to Germany. Germany is still the 3rd largest country in the world in terms of supplies of weapons to Ukraine, followed by US, Britain, and then Germany, and then France. So we should give credit. Of course, our dependence on Russia, on the Russian gas, made their position not that strong from the very beginning. But what they have been able to achieve, the progress they've made, that was a milestone, especially recently with the tank coalition with Germany and Denmark and the Netherlands. Yes. Coming up together with tanks for the country and sending more artillery, sending air defense systems and other platforms which are very important. And you have to keep in mind, Germany is the largest economy in Europe, and a lot of Ukraine's reconstruction will depend on Germany and German economy. So we're very grateful for that.
Just very quickly, Ambassador, before you go, you would have been aware of this situation in Adelaide. I just spoke about it at the start of the program tonight, where 2 Ukrainian authors and a moderator have pulled out of the Adelaide Writers' Festival because of the racist authors, American Palestinian authors, who have really been just so awful towards Vladimir Zelensky. What's your view on this?
It's very disappointing that somebody of that reputation and being racist and being anti-Semitic is allowed actually in that forum. I understand the value of plurality and I understand the value of the freedom of speech, but I think this is just going too far beyond. I know a lot of people are boycotting the Adelaide Writers Festival. Ukrainian commentators and speakers have pulled out, including the moderator. And I think it's quite shameful. I mean, it's allowed here in Australia.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Ambassador, thank you very much for your time.